All right, good night, or good evening. This is our second weekend of West Coast Swing. Tonight we recapped the sugar push, and then we added the right side pass on, and then we went into a couple of variations that we can do with some face loops and some turns and some hip checks, particularly on the sugar push, to kind of show some of the variability and the play that there is. So one of the kind of goals from tonight's lesson was to work on some of the options that the follow has to kind of add on a little play, and space for the lead to make those opportunities. Real quick, just to kind of rehash the footwork, we talked about leads are going to start with the weight on the right foot, follows with the left foot, and we'll just do that stepping out pattern. So it's a 6-count pattern that is step, step, triple step, triple step. And so we applied that to the sugar push. A couple of things we practiced was, again, working on sitting back on my heels to get that tension in the frame, or leaning into my toes to get that compression. And then we really want to stretch that compression as much, we want to get as tight as we can and as far away as we can to really look at the dance. So to start the sugar push, we start here in that tension position, right? I'm connected with my follow, and we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. We took that same counting, that same timing, and applied it to a right side pass. So again, just like I started with the sugar push, I want to get the follow to come down that line on 1. But because the follow is the owner of the slot, we're going to get out of the way, right, as the lead and move around them. And we talked about addressing too, where it's, I want to make sure that I'm staying with my follow, so I'm not causing any sort of weird, kind of motion on them, right? I don't want to disturb that momentum. So I start coming straight back on 1. On 2, I'm going to start letting my hand rotate in my palm. I'm going to cross my right foot over my left and look at my watch. This creates a window for the follow to come through, and they're going to turn in a counterclockwise direction. 3, and I'm keeping my chest towards my follow, but on 4, I'm sitting back into the slot, boom, laying that anchor, as I then do my anchor step. I'm going to get that stretch. So from the other side, it looks like I'm coming back 1, checking my watch, 2, 3, and back in slot 4, anchor step. So go over the footwork real quick. Lead comes back 1. We're going to cross in front 2. I'm going to turn a quarter turn to my right to go together, together. My follow continues through. I cut across the slot 4, and I do my anchor step. As the follow, my right foot is free. I'm coming forward 1, forward 2. I'm going to kind of have this carrying the pizza position. I'm going to go through that window as I kind of turn counterclockwise. So that might look like 3 and 4. It might look like 3 cross forward, right? And then I do my anchor step to finish out. We added a little trick to that, really fancy. I'm going to take my right hand, and I'm just going to swap out for the left hand. But I'm going to do that at the end of the turn. So it looks like 1, 2, 3, and swap hands, anchor step. That gets us in this nice right-to-right position. What we're going to do in this right-to-right position is a face loop. So without doing any footwork, I'm just taking my hand up over my head, looping my face, letting it slide down my left arm and catching. Well, we add that in with a little turn. We did a couple of things. One was a hip check where the lead catches the follow. So that looks like is 1, 2, I catch the follow's hip, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. Alternatively, we talked about, and so on that one I turned to the left. I presented my hand out here, right, and the follow could sit up to catch the hip. We talked alternatively about I can present my right side. So same idea, 1, 2, I'm presenting, so the follow can catch my hip, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. The key here is no matter what I'm doing, the follow is not just knowing to go backwards, right? The key is that I'm connecting with my body to make that same motion I do in my sugar push. So if it's 1, 2, 3, and I don't push back, I could actually jump away, right? Catch my follow there and do something like that. Then we talked about was the follow saying, I want to do something different. So on this one, I'm going to try to catch the follow with my left hand with that face loop, and the follow is going to come in and just turn it out. So what that'll look like is 1, I present 2, 3, and the follow dodges it and does that turn that way. We'll show you the direction. So I have this here. I'm going to offer the hip check, and the follow is going to say no. So it's 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6, right? So they just kind of show some of those opportunities. So let's do the same thing, but now I can play on that, right? I gave an opportunity, the follow chose a turn, and now I can respond to that by going 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. So add something like a turn into it. I think that roughly covers what we did tonight. Look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you very much.
Very good. Thank you.